Today we will be installing the Cisco AeroNet 3702 access point. As with any major operation, such as the installation of a Cisco AeroNet 3702 access point, you need the proper tools. The proper tools for installation are one standard number 2 Phillips screwdriver, one 5/64 flathead screwdriver. In addition, we will also need one very small zip tie, one utility knife, preferably as sharp as you can get it, one broom, one dustpan, and of course a ladder of sufficient height to allow you to reach the point where you are going to install your access point. The hardware that comes with the access point is the universal mounting bracket, the clip which allows us to connect the universal mounting bracket to the ceiling tile mounts, one packet of screws that also comes with the access point. All of this hardware will allow us to properly secure our access point for maximum efficiency and safety of our customers. In addition, you might want to bring with you one network cable, should the cable that be there be damaged in any way or not long enough. And of course, you will need your ceiling permit. This is issued by building facilities to allow us access to above the ceiling tiles. The first step to installing the access point is to put the mounting clip on the ceiling tile brackets. As you can see, there are various settings to facilitate various sizes of ceiling tile rail. They are also identified not only by size, but with letter. The letter will come in handy later when we install the bracket, as we will match up the letters to the letters on the bracket for installing our screws. As you can see, the clip itself is very easy to manipulate. You can expand it by squeezing, and then with a simple two-handed squeeze you can then again contract the clip. What we will do now is take our clip to our ceiling tile rail. We don't need to necessarily be concerned with exact placement, as we will be able to slide the mount until we get it to the right position and then secure it. So we will clip on one side of our clip, holding firmly with thumb and forefinger of both hands. We will squeeze the clip until it clicks and is securely mounted on the rail. As you can see at this point, we can slide the clip to the desired position. Once again, installation of the clip. We place one side of the clip on the rail, firmly with thumb and forefinger of each hand, squeeze the clip until both sides are securely on the rail and it clicks into place. The clip is on the rail, we will put our new ceiling tile in place. It may not be necessary to replace your ceiling tile, but if you do, now is the time to put the ceiling tile in place. Okay. You'll notice that our wire is hanging here, preventing our ceiling tile from falling properly into position. What we're going to do is we're going to take our utility knife and we are going to cut a small notch so as not to be visible once the ceiling tile is laying down, but yet allowing the wire to come through. I am preparing to cut the notch for our Ethernet cable into our ceiling tile. You will notice that I am now wearing protective glasses. This is very important, as these ceiling tiles can shred very easily and allow small particles to fall into your eye, causing a dangerous situation. With our notch now cut out and the surface of the ceiling tile smooth, I can lay my cable into the groove, allowing the ceiling tile to fall into place very nicely. With our ceiling tile in place, we can now secure our bracket so that it will no longer slide back and forth along the rail. This little screw here, along with our small flathead screwdriver, will be tightened down, locking the mechanism in place. No longer slides. We are now ready to install the access point bracket. As we discussed previously, the mount has letters on it, A, B, and C, which correspond to the A, B, and C holes on the bracket. As we are lined up on the B holes on the mount, we will take our small screws that came in our packet and screw the bracket into the mount through the B holes. We are now ready to mount our access point to the bracket. As you can see by the back of the access point, there is a recessed area for our wire. This recessed area fits into this area of our bracket. The first thing we will do is take our Ethernet cable and we will plug it in to the Ethernet port of our access point. This Ethernet cable will fit into two different holes. It will fit into the console area as well as the Ethernet area. Please note that if you install the Ethernet cable into the console port, the access point will not work. It is imperative that you plug the Ethernet cable into the Ethernet port. I am installing my Ethernet cable. Notice the light that comes on the access point. This tells us that our access point is plugged into the switch properly and will become active. On the back of our access point, we have 4 mounting posts, which correspond to 4 sliding holes on our bracket. Aligning our access point properly, we place the 4 mounting posts into the 4 sliding holes and slide the access point until we hear a click. We then take our cable and we tuck our cable back up into the ceiling. This provides a clean look for our access point. Let us look at it from a position not attached to the ceiling. You'll notice that our bracket will be hanging as such, with the wire harness area hanging low. Notice that the domes on the bracket will always face towards the ceiling. The access point will be on the other side of the domes. Notice our 4 slide holes. And again, on the back of our access point are 4 mounting posts. As the bracket is on the ceiling, we position the access point accordingly. The posts lay into the slide holes, and the access point is slid on the bracket until we hear a click. This ensures that the access point is secure on our mount. One final method to secure our access point to the mount is the use of our small zip tie. You will notice that the access point and bracket have holes which allow for such a thing to occur. This will prevent any accidental slippage or slidage of the access point on the bracket and keep it from falling off of the ceiling. To install our zip tie, we place the zip tie through both holes. We place the end of the zip tie through the eye opening, pull tight to ensure that it is secure, take our knife and trim back our zip tie. Again, this will occur as the access point is mounted on the ceiling, but I decided to show you this aside from the ceiling to give you a better view. I'm now performing my final step of the installation by installing the zip tie on the access point that is mounted to the ceiling. Notice that I am trimming the excess of the zip tie to maintain appearance. Our access point is now installed and working, but we are not done. We have come to the most important phase of the access point installation, and that is the cleanup. Given our environment, the cleanup is definitely the most important part of our installation. This is where your broom comes in handy to sweep up any particles that may have fallen from the ceiling. It's important to be thorough. Once you have sufficiently swept the area, take your dustpan, sweep the dust into the dustpan, and properly dispose in a trash receptacle. When you are in the hospital, it may be necessary to take a wet paper towel behind you and clean up any excess that you could not get with the broom and the dustpan. This concludes the installation of our 3702 Cisco AeroNet access point. We had already taken down our 1252 access point. If you require assistance in learning how to take down your 1252, please comment and we will be sure to include a video for that. For now, thank you and goodbye.